don't even know the difference between Sufi, Sunni, Shafi'i, Sunni, Hanbali. You don't.
Well,
for you, we are all jihadists.
I know that in
it's
many
not
places
true.
in the world, if you left your religion, what would happen?
Guess what? Let me tell you something.
It would be
many
okay. You
people
could
in
walk
Tunisia,
inside. You could walk inside a door in Gaza and say, "You know what? I'm a Presbyterian today."
maybe not in Gaza, to be honest, but you can do it in Jordan. You can do it in Lebanon.
Bill Maher has been outspoken and has been a truth seeker and has always defended the right side of history. Well, let's listen to this discussion, and the discussion about the speeches that are given, that some are feeling very Islamophobic about it or not. Well, let's listen and we'll discuss it afterwards. Kindly subscribe to our channel so a little bit of light will push away a lot of darkness.
These students, same students, feel offended that your views of Islam, the generalization, and they said it clearly in their declaration, they said the generalization perpetuate bigotry. This is what they said. Look, I am all for freedom of speech. I love debates. I hate monologues. When you invite somebody to a commencement speech, you said it, it's about the students. And the New York Times in this piece this morning said, you can counter a bad speech with a good speech, except they don't have that venue. They don't have that opportunity that day of graduation. They can't opt out of that. And
I'm telling you one about that subject, as I just said.
But does that mean we never have speeches? Every speech has to be two people?
But this is a commencement speech. This is a commencement address of these students who are actually... Listen, would you accept an openly anti-Semitic person to give a commencement speech to a Jewish student? I actually would not accept that.
As I just said, even Reza Aslan says I'm not a bigot, so I rather resent the idea that I'm comparable to an anti-Semite. All I've ever done was basically read facts.
What facts did you read? Well, never invited.
Listen,
you are comparing... I am sorry, Ben.
Bill, I don't think we want to read...
You are comparing jihadists, Salafist, Sunni. You don't know the difference. You're comparing all Muslims in one pot.
You're a Palestinian.
And I am actually a secular Muslim. And when you talk about Islam in a certain way, I have to tell you, and it's offensive sometimes, and some people feel
But
threatened.
it's okay to be offensive. That's what free speech is all about. If free speech is only speech you like, it's not free speech.
They invited him for a debate. He can go to a debate. I will accompany you in that debate if you want. I'm happy to have that debate wherever you want.
He was invited to be a commencement speaker, and then he made a statement that people didn't like.
I don't know what to say. I can understand.
Can you be gay in Gaza?
Yes, you can.
Really?
Yes, you can.
And live?
Absolutely, you can. You know what? It's even more offensive because you're saying...
I'm just asking because I've heard
you can be gays in Gaza.
Really?
I traveled the Middle East.
Is there a gay bar in Gaza?
This is what I do for a living. You're comparing the majority of Muslim states with Saudi Arabia or with
Should I call Affleck and get him back here so we can...
You don't have to. You know, this is... Do you want to listen or you want...
Muslim.
I think
it's about whether someone can be invited to give a speech and people will listen. Maybe they'll agree with it, maybe they won't. But we don't have a situation in Berkeley where people can't give a speech. I mean, that's the whole essence of the American system is people can give a speech. Not everybody has to agree with
everything. The Muslim community in
says.
this country, you are treating them like a fifth columnist, and they are not. And
no,
guess what?
I'm not.
And then guess what? If these people are, the Muslim community feel threatened and feel offended, and they are underrepresented in the media and underrepresented in political avenues. You never invite them here on these issues.
Never invite them here. You're here. Reza here's here. They're here all the time.
Issues.
What do you mean on these issues?
I mean,
I'm the one who says I want to stop talking about this. I can't because things happen in the news.
Reza was invited to talk about something else. It was August 1st.
Well, Reza's been here a lot.
And I'm happy that he's been here, and I've been here, and I'm so happy to be invited here. However, if you want to have a serious conversation about Islam, and I'm sorry to tell you this, Bill.
Every time I say something you don't like, it's not a serious conversation, or I'm a bigot. I'm sorry. In your world, either I'd say exactly what you want me to say, or else I'm a bigot. And that just doesn't work for me.
You don't have to say what I want, because what I want is not a war on Islam. I want to win the war on terror. We are repeating the same things that actual Al-Qaeda is saying. The same thing. You are actually doing the work for them. Zawahiri used to say, and Bin Laden used to say, this is not a war on terror. This is a war on Islam. My father was Muslim. He was Sufi. You don't even know the difference between Sufi, Sunni, Shafi'i, Sunni, Hanbali. You don't.
Well,
for you, we are all jihadists.
I know that in
it's
many
not true.
places in the world, if you left your religion, what would happen?
Guess what? Let me tell you something.
It would be
Many
okay. You
people
could
in
walk
Tunisia,
inside. You could walk inside a door in
Many
Gaza and say, "You know what? I'm a Presbyterian today."
maybe not in Gaza, to be honest, but you can do it in Jordan, you can do it in Lebanon. The majority of, you are blaming the majority for the criminal acts of a minority. Unfortunately, the majority are disorganized, and there's a small minority that are well organized, and they're controlling the narrative.
I have to move on.
I'm happy that you move on, but I'm telling you, there's some people that lose. If you would have said some of the things that you would have said about African Americans and about Jews, you would be fired.
But African Americans and Jews don't belong to a religion that wanted to kill Salman Rushdie for writing a book, if we want to get back to the free speech issue. So I'm sorry, that's called false equivalence.
Okay.
Not
when Salman,
all religions are alike. I have to move on. I'm so sorry, but
many people come out with the same assertion saying, why do you use one paintbrush for everyone? Why are you condemning all Islam for the actions of a few? So let's talk numbers. The Jewish people are 15 million in the world right now, population. 15 million. That's the exact same amount of numbers we had just before the Holocaust. We are right now, 2025, just recovering from the Holocaust by having 15 million in our population. Let's talk about the Muslims. Islam, there are 2 billion. 2 billion. Okay, so let's say from the 2 billion Muslims, only 2% are radicalized jihadists. Do you know how much that is? 2% of 2 billion is 40 million people. Imagine, 40 million people are jihadists, are radicalized. Just 2%, we're talking about 98%, let's say according to her, are not radicalized, but only 2%. But we got 40 million people out there trying to kill us, and every day chant death to America, death to the West, death to USA, the small Satan, the big Satan, the middle Satan. 40 million, that's a huge number. So there's a problem there. There is a problem that when at the end of the day, 9/11, all the hijackings during the 70s, all the attacks on Israel since its inception, 1948, and just go down the list, are all happens to be Islam. Just happens to be Islam. The sponsor of all terrorism, worldwide terrorism. So this is the issue that we're dealing with. So it's not a question of being defensive about it. The question is that it's a threat to our society. It's a threat to the world. That we cannot live in a world where we have billions or millions of people who want to kill us only because we don't believe like they believe. And that is the whole question about religion. Religion cannot be about killing others because they don't believe what you believe. It's got to be a very flawed religion. A religion has to be about coexistence, about mutual respect, understanding and supporting each other. In the Jewish world, Judaism is a religion that we don't proselytize. We don't look for others to believe what we believe in. What we believe is for us. It's our gift to have our theological belief system. But we don't look to bring others in. Why? Because by divine providence, whatever religion you were born into, that's your religion. That's where you belong. That's where you need to be. And we as Jewish people salute you and support you and encourage you to grow in your relationship with your God, with your religion. Never mind, say, if you don't believe what you believe, we're going to kill you. Well, that did happen to the Jewish people for thousands of years. Think about the Spanish Inquisition, the Crusaders. Let's think about how many Jews were killed because they wouldn't convert out of Judaism. So that concept of my religion is right, your religion is wrong, is the antithesis to religion. It can't be a religion. It's just a pure, plain death cult. If you think you have the right to kill someone else because they don't believe what you believe, then you are evil and you are a death cult. Because this isn't in the name of God. There is no God who would compel you to kill other human beings because they don't believe what you believe in. And that is what we're facing these days. That's what Israel is facing. Israel is on the top list of Hamas to annihilate because Israel doesn't believe what they believe. Is that enough cause to kill someone because they don't believe what you believe? Why not just believe what you believe and live and let live? What gives you the right to kill someone else and take their life away because they don't believe in your theological belief system? That is so flawed and so wrong at every level. And it's just keeping us back in the 7th century. We're now in the 21st century. We have learned enough from history. We have 5,786 years to learn from. And we have learned that that doesn't work. For any religion to survive, you need to be peaceful, you need to be loving, you need to be caring, you need to be accepting, you need to be supportive of any other religion. Not a question of tolerating, but accepting. Do you know that in the Jewish world, when the temple was existing on Mount Moriah in Jerusalem, on the Temple Rock, and there was this beautiful, magnificent temple, Jews used to make pilgrimage every year during the high holidays. During the peak of the high holiday season, during the celebration of the tabernacles, the Jewish people used to bring 70 extra oxen for sacrifices. For who? For the 70 nations around the world. The Jewish people, during the high holidays, would commit and dedicate 70 sacrifices for all the 70 other religions and nations that are out there. That is Judaism. We prayed for you. How many religions pray for the Jewish people? Once a year or any time. But the Jewish people do pray for every religion that's out there. We love you. We salute you. We respect you. We understand you. Just leave us alone. Let us do our thing. You do your thing. As they say, let us all stay in our own lane. And just because I don't drive in your lane, it doesn't make me inferior or less. Everyone who has been created by God is a splitting image of God. We all have holiness to us. And we all are entitled to live and to live out our lives in peace. So let's hope that if you're religious, follow your religion that teaches you to love. Don't do unto others what you don't want to be done to you. And be obsessed with life instead of death. And then this world will be a better world. God bless you. God loves you.